Hello and welcome to the 5ers weekly analysis. As usual, today I will pick up some 4 pairs. But before, I would like to remind you all that if you are want to get any newsletter, Forex articles, any other updates from the 5ers, you are more than welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channels or to our newsletter from the website. Okay, so let's start. I'll start with the euro dollar. As you can see, I pick up the 1 hour chart, and the situation here is quite clear for me, at least. Okay, I'll mark this level here, which is a resistance level, all this level. And what I'm looking for is to see if the price will break out this level, that resistance. All right. The original of this resistance, it's this supply from the left, which the price tested once, then twice, third time, 4, 5, and therefore it became a resistance zone, and it's not anymore a supply level. And for those who know the supply and demand method, at least myself, I am trading only in supply and demand level. So this resistance, it's an interesting level, but it's not the level that I'm looking for to open a position. So I will look for a sell a position, a buy position, but only if the price will break out this resistance here that I marked in the green level. Because if that happened, it indicates for me that the price most likely on his way to reach the red level here, which is a supply zone. Okay, so actually this is what I'm looking for, kind of some convenience breakout. Right, and if that happened, I will look for any new price action setup that will give me the sign to buy the euro dollar. And this is the scenario that I'm waiting for. So if the price will break out this resistance, I will look for any reason to buy the euro dollar in order to reach this supply level at the top as a target. It's not only the target, it's also a great level for a sell position. Okay. From the other hand, the next level that I will consider to buy euro dollar is this bottom here. All right. And usually demand level I marked in blue, as you can see here. Okay, so if the price won't break out this resistance and start to move down, and if the price reach this demand below on the first touch, I'll definitely consider to buy the euro dollar. It also seems a bit like a Quasimodo level, since the price broke out the last high of this recent downtrend. Okay, so that's why it's considered as a Quasimodo level, and this is where I look for a buy position if the price reach that level. Next pair I choose, it's the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, and as you can see, this is the daily chart. The situation here is kind of interesting because here at the bottom we have a great demand. You can see the gap that the price opened from that level, the gap up from here to here, and the little base here, the few and little candles, and that's exactly how look demand level. So for now it's still far away, but if we are looking for the long term analysis, it's the next great level for a buy position. Another scenario that I'm looking for, since this level, this demand is really far away for now, we can also wait for the price to break out the last low that the price create this level. And once it happened, if it happened, we can look for a price action for a price action setup for sell position, because if the price will break out the last low, it indicates that the price continue his way down to reach this demand at the bottom. And if that happened, I will look for any other price action set up for a sell position. So it can be something like this. Okay. And this is generally, this is what I'm looking for. And of course, only if I get a good signal, something like a new fresh supply that will give the opportunity to price reach this demand. And this is what I'm looking for. And the price and when the price, that's for on the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. Okay, that's all for the US dollar and Canadian. The next it's the GBP and the Japanese yen. And you can see here kind of twisted, but if you are really put an effort, you will be able to see this kind of a head and shoulders pattern, which the price didn't complete this pattern yet. But I will put this line here as the neckline of this pattern, okay, approximately, of course. So it seems like a left shoulder, then a wide head, and this is the right shoulder that the price didn't complete yet, but it started to look like. And the next situation that I'm looking for, so if that happened, it's like the price will break out the neckline. Then if that happens, I will look for a new supply or any other price action setup for sell position. And if I'll find a good reason to sell, I will sell the JBP against the Japanese yen, at least until this level here at the bottom, this demand. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, and if that happened, I will definitely consider to sell the GBP and the Japanese against the Japanese yen in order to reach this demand here at the bottom as a target. And of course, when the price, if the price will reach this demand at the bottom, I will definitely consider to buy GBPJPY because it seems like a fresh demand and a good one for buy position. The other scenario that might happen is if the price will break out this last high, which is the top of the head. All right. If that happened, it's kind of an indication that the price most likely, at least on its way to reach that supply here, this little and small supply. It's still fresh. The price didn't visit yet this supply since created it. And I'll color the supply in the red color. All right. So that's the other scenario. And if that happened, I will look for a buy position. I will show you exactly what I mean. Only if the price will break out this resistance, which is the top of the head of this head and shoulders pattern. If the price break out toward up, I look for a reason to buy the GBPJPY, something like this. I will look for any price action, a new demand or something like a new demand, any other price action setup or patterns to buy the GBP and the JPY with the supply above here as a final target for this buy position if that occur. Okay, and the last one will be the one that everyone was talking about in the last week, the USOIL, which dropped down massively to almost zero and even negative price. And of course, every situation like this creates also an opportunities. So for now, the US oil very volatility, so we must be very careful if we look for any position in on the oil. And think about the leverage. I won't recommend to leverage a position with the oil, or at least the minimum you can do. It's not leverage, and even if you are very very little, very small leverage and very low leverage, sorry. And what I'm looking for in this case now, it's the price to reach this last fresh demand that the price create here at the bottom. Okay, because if we are zoom out more, you can see the picture is twisted. Okay, all right. So I'll mark up this level, this demand here at the bottom. Since this demand, it's a, and I think that find a good reason to buy the oil at these levels can be a very successful trade. I do believe that the price will tends to reach at least the highest the levels that the price been there in the last few weeks, about the $20 area. And for now the price is on 12, and I'm looking at this demand which is on the $11.5, which is a good price to take the risk and try to buy the oil. Right, the reward potential is much more higher than the risk at this situation. So that's the next level that I will consider to buy the US oil. And at the moment, I cannot find a good reason to sell the oil. I specifically believe that it's kind of more risky to sell the oil when it's already very, very low. I think the lowest it was in all times. So that's the only thing that I'm looking at the oil price now to reach this demand here at the bottom and 11.50, and it's a good level to take the risk and try to buy the oil. That's all for today. If you want to get any more information, you can watch the video above. Any more information about the 5ers and about our extraordinary growth scheme that we offer for a Forex trader, you can take a look at the link above at the YouTube, the video. And thank you for joining us this week, and see you the next week. Take care, and I wish you all successful trading week. Bye bye.